Hey guys, it's Nick the Booksmith. Welcome back to my channel. So today the plan is to finish the rest of the page elements. So this might be a long one, but I kind of took a little bit of time this morning and I mapped out, I think, what I'm going to be doing. So we'll see how that works, right? You know how it is, you know, how I change my mind. So last time, scoot that over, we did the little 3-fold flippy thing, and now we have this page, and I told you how much I did not want to cover this graphic. So this is what I thought I would do. I'm going to make like a combination between a scrap sampler and a notebook, like a little journaling spot. So I have a piece of just craft cardstock, and I've cut it just shy of the width of this page, and I just didn't want to cover up, you know, too much of this, but I needed it to be substantial enough. So it's about a little bigger than 3/4 of an inch wide. So what I think I'm going to do is I have some old book cloth, like book tape, repairing tape, and cut some off here. And I'm going to encase this in the book cloth tape stuff. Just like that. And now I'm going to trim it. All right. So now, kind of what this looks like to me is like an old, like the old spine of an old binder or an old folder or something of that nature. Okay, now there's this thing. I'm going to be putting eyelets. I'm going to grab a couple. These are the little 1/8 inch eyelets, but you don't use the 1/8 punch, you use the 3/16 for some reason. But what I want to do is kind of measure this out and mark a place where it's kind of even. Like here. Oops. So about right there. And right here. So I just kind of, you know, marked it so that it looks even, right? Right. Turn this around so I can get at it here. I'm going to lay this about where I want it to be, and I don't want it right against the edge, but, and I'm going to take this thing, let me get a paper clip, kind of hold everything together there. I'm just going to punch through not only, you know, this thing that we just covered with the book cloth. If I get it straight, oh my goodness, should have put 2 paper clips in it. But I'm also going to punch through this last folder page, this little fold out page. Okay, so now that you know that the holes are going to match up, I'm going to take the eyelets and I'm going to set those in this little band. like so. Press that down again. Okay, so that's done. And then I'm going to take some little hole reinforcers just to give these some extra strength. And you will see the ones on this side, so, you know, pick your poison. Okay. Now, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to figure out how big I want my papers. So I just take a ruler, and the width here, they need to be at least like 5 1/4 by, they can be up to like 8 3/4. So that's like the biggest, that's the biggest I can make it. And I've got some papers here, and these are kind of pretty cool. So I'm just going to cut these down, and they won't all be the same size. Like this one, I could even fold it in half. And there's like an old, like really old piece of notebook paper. See if I can fold this in. I'd like some little rough edges. So if I kind of crease this and then rip it like we did in school when we didn't have any scissors. And I don't care if it's not even, because I kind of want it to be not even. Perfect, it's not even. It's exactly what I wanted. So there's that. I'm going to use part of this and probably part of this. I have some graph paper. I like that one. Okay, I'm going to cut these big guys down. I'll be right back. All right. So then all we have to do now is just stack up the paper however it is that we want to stack it. And we can always trim later if you want to see the little edges sticking out, which I do. I'm just going to kind of haphazardly, I think, put these. Maybe this one should be hanging about there-ish. And then I have this little guess check. And it's got 42. Okay, there's another quote. What's that from? So I will put that in there. And then I'm going to line these up like so, because that's going to be kind of like that. I think I'm going to have it sticking out underneath here. 42. And then I just tap those down on the counter so that they kind of all line up. I like that. Scoot all those over. Take this thing and line this up over the top of the papers. Oh, one thing, learn my lesson. Let's do this. Let's put some paper clips on it, because one wrong move, man. One wrong move and you are toast. Let's lay that over the top. Oops, wrong way. And I'm going to mark with a pencil through the little holes like that. And then, well, you can use a regular hole punch, which is probably easier than grabbing this thing again, right? Heavens to Murgatroyd. But I'm going to use this thing. God only knows why. Okay. Leave those paper clips on there. Let me grab, I have some twine. Hi, Izzy. There's a cat like making figure eights around my feet. And yet another train. We are talking number 3, folks. Number 3. Okay. Goes up and okay. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this because I want the tie to end up on this side. So watch me do it wrong. Just perfectly wrong. I'm just going to lace the thread, or this is like butcher's twine. It's actually from military surplus, so I don't know what it was used for, and I don't know how old it is, but we've had it forever because it was like, I'm talking like several miles of twine. Military doesn't fool around, man. And we bought it for like $6 at a military supply place, like, oh, ages ago. I'm going to feed these through here. See, and then this way you can swap out your paper, you know, because what if you get done? What if it's all done? What are you going to do? Just not have any more paper there? Well, that doesn't sound very, you know, efficient. Cross that over and feed that back through. There, again, easier ways to do this, I'm sure. And I just pull to snug it up. And I could probably even go through again, but nobody wants to see me do that. I'm going to tie it over at the side because I don't want it in the middle. There we go. Now we can probably take these off. Probably. Unless it all implodes. So here is, and of course these bother the holy bejeebies out of you, just cut them off. Okay. So now we have just a little notebook of sorts, or scrap sampler, or, you know, whatever it is. And we didn't cover this up. But it's a nice place to put like a little, whatever that thing is. Okay, so that's done. Let's move along. Now we got to do this one. And you'll never guess what I found. I had a book that I had bought at a thrift store a while back. Nice big book. And it had this ancient glassine book jacket on it. And not gonna throw that away because they don't make it like this anymore. I mean, this stuff is, I mean, it's just, well, it's lovely. So the top of this little folder flap is going to be turned into some glassine, like a little window envelope. And I thought I would take some, like a Tim Holtz type thing to make like a frame. And it needs to be, because I don't want to cover up the 3, it needs to be about 3 1/8 by 9 3/8. Remember that. 3 1/8. I'll be right back. Let's see if I cut this right. Yay! It's right. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut a window. It has to have a window. So, ooh, well, these are convenient, aren't they? Little lines in the back. Well, thank you, Tim. Let's mark these to this line here. And then this line here. And then on either side, I will come in about, I don't know, 1/2 inch or just under 1/2 inch maybe. Okay, now I can cut these out. Where is, oh, I'm gonna cut these first. All right, here is our little frame, and it will just go over the top of that. But I'm going to take my glassine, and I'm just going to glue this to the top. This is like precious stuff. This is all I got. And the book it was on was like from the 20s or 30s. So it's, I mean, who knows when they put it on, right? So instead of cutting a piece that's, you know, too big and then cutting it down, I'm just going to glue this on, and then we will trim out exactly what we need. As long as I don't muck it up. Always a possibility. Okay, I'm going to put this stuff aside. I don't want anything to get on it. All right. And then this will go here. So I'm going to glue down the top, the back, and the bottom. Carefully place that on. And now we have a little glassine pocket. Adorable. Adorable. Just adorable. I'll show you a little closer. See if you can see, can you see the shiny glassine? But you can totally see through it. It's lovely. Lovely. Okay. So this short little spot, I thought, what would be better than a library pocket? So I'm going to use a library card printout that I created, and I'm going to cut out the pieces, and I will fast forward this because, you know, ain't nobody got time for that. So this little extra front of the library pocket is so that we can have it like working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score. You can barely see the little lines on those three sides, and I'm going to score those, and then it's going to fit around this one so that you can you know, use it like a library pocket. And if you want to ink the top a little bit, maybe line it up, and then I just fold these around, and you can glue them or tape them, or, you know, whatever floats your boat. And this is a kit I've been working on. It's all office stuff. Easily print out office stuff, you know, office stuff. So So there is our little library card pocket. Put some ink on the bottom, maybe the sides here just to do it, because I haven't done that to the printable. I'm deciding if I want to add kind of, inked edges so that it doesn't have to be done if somebody doesn't want to do it. I printed this out on Avery cardstock, is all it is. Not heavy cardstock, just kind of a stationary, lightweight cardstock. Just some old stuff I had laying around, actually. And then you can either use one or the other of the library cards, or you can glue them together and then they could be like a double, a double thing. Make sure they're lined up. And then I never end up cutting straight, so then I just trim it afterwards. No big deal. And then of course, you can ink these too, whatever. But that's, that's where that slides. And I'm just going to glue it, I don't know, just going to glue it on this page, because that's all it's going to get. It's just going to get this. I'll do it down here. Because who knows, maybe I'll add something up there when we're decorating, or filling in the, filling in the spots. Okay, so there's our little library pocket. Now this one, moving on. So on this page, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to create kind of I've got some little scraps of cut-offs of some of this office cardstock, and I wanted to create some kind of, I don't know what side I like. I want a pocket down here, but I want the pocket to be I want it to be a little folder. I mean a little envelope. I know what I mean. Let's see. I'm just gonna fold this over about maybe there-ish. Maybe that's good. And then maybe I'll take this one. Ooh, they're the same height. Let me get my... And this will be our little fold over thing. So I'm gonna go score this so I don't this one seems a little thicker, so hold on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this one to this one. I'm going to cut this one down, and this will get attached and it'll just fold over like so. Zoom you in a little bit here. So I'm going to trim it about there. And then this will get attached, glued to that one. And yes, I could have just used one long piece to do this, but I already had these sitting here. I just didn't feel like cutting more stuff up, I think that'll be about right. And then I'm going to find my little hole punch, or circle punch, sorry. Get some craft cardstock here. I'm definitely going to get me a handheld one of these things. Definitely. Center that, maybe about there. That looks about right. Probably isn't, but too late now. my other, here it is. That one will go there, and then this one will go about right here. Like that. Whoa, stay, stay. I'm going to take a couple of these just to kind of raise the elevation a little bit between the circle and the bottom of this card, like that. Just kind of, it kind of gives a little bit elevation, you know? That way, hopefully, the string will go through a little easier. There's going to be our string. I'll go ahead and glue these together, and of course, you could always ink them, you can sew them, all that rot. Do want to put just a little bit of ink. Right. Glue this down. Here we go. And let me, seriously? Yes. Fit the string underneath the little circle. Give it a tie. Will loop around this one a few times. I don't want to make it too short. And there we go. I'm going to cut this one off because it's in the way. And then this one get trimmed. Ooh, now you're too close. Too close! Go ahead and put a little bit of ink on the edge of this. Alright. And then, so see, it's like a little tuck spot back here, but then it's also its own, you know, its own envelope. Double duty. So I'm just going to put glue on this back side, this back length here, and then across the bottom. And of course, double-sided sticky tape would probably be excellent. The only stuff I have is like 1 inch wide at the moment, so that'd be a little overkill. Oops. Just kind of place that down. And then this can be used to stick something in the back, and then we've got, you know, we've got this. Okay, moving on. So we'll turn it to here. And here, so I have, this is Graphic 45. This is part of their Nature's notebook, and I wanted to make some little photo mats, and I thought, how pretty is that? So then I cut out some black as well. So what I'm going to do, let me get the little, I cut out some little strips of parchment paper, and I mean, these can be any size, but I think these are like 4 by 5 1/4, and then these are 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. I mean, if that means anything, right? And then I cut these little strips, and I'm just going to put it across the corner. Sorry, put it across the corner like this, and then you just fold it back and fold it back like that, and it makes a little corner, and then it gets glued or taped or whatever back here, and you do that to all 4 corners. And these are like 1/2 inch by 1.5 inches maybe. And again, I just put it kind of on catty corner like that, and fold one side back and then fold the other side back. And of course my tape is massive. I should have went and got like a little thing of Scotch tape or something. I'm sure I've got some somewhere. So I'm going to do that to all 4 corners of 2 of these. All right, so now I've got both of these, got little corners, and that way you can slip, you know, a photograph or something in there. And I am going to glue these down to the cardstock that looks like marbled paper. I'm going to kind of glue it to the top part, up against the top part. All right, now they kind of look like fancy Polaroids. Victorian Polaroids. Victolaroids. I coined that. That is mine. Okay, let's see. Now I'm going to put these kind of even on here like this, because I'm going to put something below them. So grab my glue again. This one, go back right there. See if they're even-ish. They are even-ish. Okay. Now, the extra glue off of there. Now I've got these 2 other pieces of cardstock. And they need inked around the edges because they just do. Just quickly. Where's the other one? Oh, hiding stuff from myself. I like the dark, you know, I like the side. And what these are for, these will be kind of for your captions that will go underneath the photographs. How's that? And what I did was I took my little tab punch, and I have a bunch of these little tabs, and I just punched some out because I want this about right here, and so this is going to like hold it in. Let me get a I'm going to put some glue just at the bottom edge of this. All the glue all over my fingers. And then I'm going to just place that kind of in the middle-ish And that will glue down, you know, that will hold it down. And then these can just kind of slide in and tuck in those little spots there. I know I have another one. Is this it? Yes. So again, put a little glue, or a lot of glue. Wow, dude. And this one's on a flatter spot, so I don't think I'm going to need the clip. Okay, so what this is good for is, you know, because you can swap out the photographs in these little slots, and then that way these things are also, you can swap these out as well, so you can have little, you know, captions and that kind of stuff. Okay, shall we move along? And what I want to do here is I do have, this is scrapbook paper from, like, I don't even know. Like, just, I don't even know. And I cut it so that it's just shy of the height. And then I came out about 4 inches or so. So let me see. It is about 9 inches wide. So I found my midway point. And I may even cut this a little narrower. That is better. I'm going to run a stitch along this. I'll be right back. So, take some ink. Give this a little bit of an edge here. I like the blue. Do we like the blue? Maybe I like the blue. So I'm going to just put this right here so it'd be kind of like back-to-back folders. Or I guess they're pockets, not folders. And then I have something planned to go in this one, but we'll talk about that next time. That'll be part of our filling in the spots and decorating thing. I think this video is probably long enough because we did a lot today, didn't we? Okay, so back the truck up. We did the scrap sampler journal notebook thing here, and then we went on to do a glassine envelope, a library card pocket with a library card, this little pocket with that also is an envelope that stuff can go in, and then we've got 2 photo mats with little things to journal about them, and then we've got back-to-back little pockets here in the back one. All right, guys, that is enough for the day. That is enough. I'm working on, well, for one thing, like the kit that this goes in, and also got something kind of a little project. I just got to wait for a couple of things to be delivered. So I will, you know, I'll have to show you that when all that gets done. It's going to be a little project, something I've never done before, so you can, you know, you can watch me struggle through that, because that's always fun. And, but I think you might like it. You like the struggle. The struggle is real. And then we will also be finishing up this with decorating and that kind of thing. So we can finish this up and call this Lapbook a day, right? Call it a day. I'm going to be finishing up yet the books that I keep promising. Anyway, I got waylaid by other things that, you know, responsibilities and adulting and that kind of thing. So you know how that is. But I will be back really, really soon, and we will finish this guy up. And thank you for hanging out with me today, guys. I hope you guys have a great Friday or Saturday, no matter where you are in the world. And I will catch you all in the next video. Bye, guys.